Hello guys and welcome to Wolf Nation. My name is Mo and today I'm going to watch Death Note episode 6. So last time guys on Death Note. Yeah, last episode, Light, he was waiting for Ray Pendler on the street and he approached him from behind, telling him that he's Kira. He proved it to him by killing this worker and telling Ray that if you don't listen to everything I say, I'm going to kill you and everyone you love. So Ray, he didn't have a choice but to, listen to everything that he told him to do, which he told him to get on the train and to, pull out his laptop and write down all the names of the FBI agents who are currently in Japan investigating the Kira case. So Ray, he was thinking to himself, okay, why did he give me a piece of paper to write down their names? He can't kill them without knowing what they look like, but little did he know that the paper that he got was actually a paper from the Death Note. So once Ray was writing down their names, looking on the computer and seeing their face, he pretty much signed their death certificate. So after Ray left the train, he had a heart attack and he died, but not before he got a glimpse of who actually was Kira. And it was in fact Light Yagami. I think that's his last name. So, I was pretty much team Light all the way, but after that episode, because I knew he wasn't doing things, I didn't agree with everything he was doing, but I felt like he was just going after criminals and it was all for the greater good and stuff like that. But once you go after innocent people, then I can't. Elsewhere, there's only like 5 members, I think five or 4 remaining of the task force that are investigating the Kira case, because pretty much everyone left after the FBI agents died because they're like, we could be next. And the chief told him that you can leave and you won't be demoted, so he's left over with, I believe, 4 more agents or officers. But they told L that we can't work with you if we don't know who you are, because we're putting our lives at risk, and and you're just behind a computer screen, so how can we trust you? So L did agree for them to come over to this hotel that he's staying at and for them to meet. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who in fact he is and how that's going to go down. Oh yeah, and we still have Ray's fiance. Shit, I can't remember her name, but it looks like she's gonna be picking up the investigation as well, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I'll be using my headphones on this episode. I'm gonna see if it helps out with the audio, because some of you guys said that since my voice is low you couldn't hear it over the audio of the episode, so we'll see if this helps. Here we go. They're probably like,
I am Mel.
Who's this
is
slob?
He's nothing like I thought he'd be.
I'm Yagami of the NPA.
Matsuda.
I'm Aizawa.
Mugi.
Yukita.
Yeah, so there's 4 left over.
I'm very sorry we're late. Currently, the 5 of us are...
5.
Bang!
What the hell was that?
That was
If I were Kira, you'd be dead, Mr. Soichiro Yagami, chief of the NPA. Kira needs a face and a name.
Oh, so he's trying to tell them not to
But I'm sure you've already figured that much out, haven't you?
tell their
Please
names.
do not give out your name so carelessly. Instead, let's value our lives.
I knew that he needed a face to kill someone, but I don't remember any evidence that showed that he needed a name, too.
There's no
they
way to
didn't know.
verify if this is related, but criminals whose names were never released publicly or whose names were spelled incorrectly in the media have not been targeted. We briefly went over it at one of our meetings.
Let me start by saying nobody takes notes on anything that's said in these meetings. That means when we leave headquarters, any information we need is committed
It's
to
so
memory.
weird.
Please make yourself
Looks like he
comfortable.
doesn't even sleep at all.
Right.
Maybe that's just how he looks. They're all stunned. They expected someone else. You kind of expected that
Excuse
to be
me,
Light.
And from now on, I'll have to ask
Light
that you
to be
stop
L.
calling me L. It's Ryuzaki now, just to be safe.
Okay, Ryuzaki.
Ryuzaki.
If we know that he needs a name and a face to kill, couldn't we cut down on the number of victims by keeping criminals' names from the news?
If we do that, we'll only be putting the general public at risk.
The general
That's
public?
true.
Why?
Kira is childish and he hates losing.
But how do you...
Just what do you mean?
Well, I'm also childish and I hate to lose. That's how I know.
At least he admits it.
Ryuzaki.
He's met each of my challenges head on, and he's never missed an opportunity to return the favor. Now, what do you think would happen if we tried to use media restrictions to hide criminals from someone like that?
I guess...
If you choose to withhold the
lash
names
out.
of your worst criminals, I'll kill petty criminals or the innocent. I'm holding the whole world hostage, so who's it gonna be? I'm not the evil one here, but all those who oppose me by hiding criminals, you are truly evil. Let's look at another way we can use the media to draw him out.
But how?
Yeah.
How about something like this? Death of FBI agents infuriates the U.S. Latest killings anger the international policing community. Nations agree to send 1,500 investigators to Japan. For Kira, this will be way beyond what he faced with the FBI.
Okay,
He'll see
but
everyone as a potential threat. Psychologically, he'll start to feel cornered, and that will cause him to take some kind of drastic action.
I guess he's expecting
That's
him to
interesting.
slip up.
So he'll think there are 1,500 when there are really only 7 of us. And since none of these investigators exist, Kira won't be able to kill them.
It just might work.
It might,
Well,
but
before we celebrate, I'll tell you the rest of my thoughts on the Kira case. Listen carefully to what I have to say next.
okay.
On December 14th, 12 FBI investigators
I
entered
don't like
Japan.
that sound. The marker.
Here we are on December 19th. Using prison inmates, Kira conducts experiments manipulating his victims' actions before they die. In other words, during this window of only 5 days, Kira became aware of the FBI's presence and obviously felt threatened. Because he didn't know any of their names or faces, he was at a disadvantage. He needed to know how much control he had over his victims before he could use it against the 12 agents. And as we all know, on December 27th,
I got a hold of a file which contained all the names and faces of the FBI investigators in Japan, and I succeeded in killing each one of them. It's practically impossible to guess which agent gave the file to Kira, but I have to make sure that no one ever finds out that I came into contact with Ray Penber.
His fiance is hot on your trail.
How come you're not using the death note today?
Her name is
You
Naomi.
studying for those entrance exams?
Those are the least of my worries, plus it's a little late to start now.
Huh? What you doing?
Even though I said I'm not with
December
Light,
27th.
I'm not rooting against
Been
him.
most active during this period.
during this period,
Especially
to the best
like
of our
Ryu.
knowledge, at least 23 individuals died of heart attacks. But these victims were different from Kira's previous targets. They were all alleged criminals, ex-convicts, or suspects in ongoing investigations, so legally speaking, they were innocent.
That's true.
What this indicates is that Kira had to manipulate these lesser criminals in order to kill those FBI agents. He killed that many people so we'd be unable to tell the decoys from those who were actually used. In truth, he probably only needed a few. He waited 8 days so the FBI could investigate other suspects, which meant there'd be no timeline linking him to their deaths. I suspect Kira had to be one of the people being investigated by the FBI between the 14th and the 19th of December. In fact, I have no doubt.
Obviously.
These are files
So I
provided by
didn't
the
agree with his
FBI,
plan.
and they contain
One of the
additional
reasons I didn't
information
agree
you
with
might
his
find
plan
useful.
of killing
For obvious reasons, you're not permitted to take these out of this
Ray.
room, but
Amazing! There might only be 5 of us, but with this much information, we should be able to cover a lot of ground.
We'll split into 2 teams. One team traces the FBI agents, the other looks at the heart attack victims.
There weren't that many people who had access to information from headquarters, and of those, the FBI only investigated
feeling
a small
confident
group
now.
in the first 5 days.
Yeah.
So, does anyone have any questions?
Actually, Ryuzaki, I do have one question for you. And it pertains to what you said to us earlier about how you hate to lose. Does the fact that you've shown us your face mean that you've lost? By just being here, are you admitting defeat to Kira?
That's right. By showing my face to you now, and by sacrificing the lives of 12 FBI agents, I have lost the battle. but I'm not gonna lose the war.
Does it have to be now?
Your father's been pulling overnighters with no change of clothes, so you're going to bring these to him.
But Mom, I totally promised my friends that I'd go out with them today.
Why don't I go? I could use a break.
Thanks, Light. I owe you one next time.
So, I guess this'll give you a chance to spy on the police.
I won't go further than the reception desk.
Oh, you're bringing a page. Planning to kill someone?
No, but lately I've been bringing a page with me every time I go out, just in case.
I need to speak directly with someone from the Special Investigation Task Force. It's urgent.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I can't help you. As I've told you already, there is no one at Task Force headquarters right now.
There's no one at headquarters? Dad's cell is turned off. What's going on? I'm Detective Soichiro Yagami's son, Light Yagami. I brought my father a change of clothes, but it doesn't look like he's in. Can I leave them here?
Sure. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while, Light.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What, you don't remember? You helped solve the insurance fraud murder investigation sometime last year. But hey, no one remembers the receptionist, do they?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with faces. I just need to sign my name on this form, right?
So, Light, does this mean you're going to be helping us with the Kira investigation, too?
Sure. If all goes well, maybe I'll find Kira before Elle does.
Oh, he's trying to
Find
get
him
it.
before Elle does.
As I thought,
Her
there's
to
no
talk
one
to.
at headquarters. You're going to have to trust me on this, ma'am. I'll be sure to give them your message as soon as I see them, I promise.
That's not good enough. I have to tell them in person.
Excuse me. My father is actually in charge of the Kira investigation. If you'd like, I could pass your message on to him. His cell phone is off at the moment, but I should be able to contact him soon. A number of FBI agents were just killed, and a lot of detectives have quit the case because they're afraid of Kira. So he's pretty busy right now.
Light, it's probably better if you don't discuss this with...
True, but it's practically common knowledge at this point. Besides, I feel like I can trust her. You can almost see it in her eyes. She's a wise and careful person. You heard about what happened.
Just one
You must
slice
have
on
figured
the
out that
gun.
the police had a leak of some kind. And that's why you wanted to tell them in person. You thought this through. Well, am I right?
Is she gonna trust him?
I'm sure my father will be calling me back once he checks his messages. When he does, I'll give you the phone and let you talk to him.
You sure that's all right?
Oh yeah, you understand why I can't just give you my father's cell phone number, but I have no problem letting you use my phone to talk to him. You'll have to trust my father and I, which I hope won't be too difficult for you.
Why is he so happy?
Thank you so much.
She walked right into that one, didn't she?
She did.
So according to you, is
Hope he doesn't
Kira
kill her.
some... We've been talking and I just realized I don't even know your name. My name is Light Yagami. Light's written with the character for Moon and Yagami with the characters for Night and God. Kinda weird, huh?
My name's Shoko Maki. It's written with the characters for Shining, Ko is in Child, Space and Key is in Tree.
Miss Maki, right? Miss Maki. I've been thinking
her name
about
was
Kira's
Naomi.
powers. And I believe they
Sounds
enable
wrong.
him to somehow control his victims before they die.
So do I. It's odd that you say that because that's exactly what I've been thinking. Kira's able to control their actions before he kills them.
I guess
but
he
there's more
figured
to it.
she knew that.
If my analysis so far is correct, Kira can kill in a number of ways, not just with a heart attack.
She knows? Who is this woman?
Or maybe he didn't know.
I don't think anyone
she
else
knew.
knows this yet. I'm almost positive that someone I know may have met Kira.
Met Kira? Oh, I'm sorry, but if a person came in saying they'd met Kira, the police would be more than a little skeptical, to say the least.
I know. That's why I need to explain it in person to someone from Task Force headquarters. Otherwise, I'm afraid they'll just write me off.
But wouldn't it be better if your friend spoke
Where's
to them
Ryu?
instead?
It probably would, but he's no longer alive. He was one of the 12 FBI
gonna
agents who came to Japan to investigate
Connect the
Kira.
dots.
An FBI agent who met Kira.
This is gonna be her slip up. Probably.
You see, he was also my fiancé. While he was working, he got caught up in a bus jacking, and I have reason to believe that he met Kira on that bus.
She's telling him everything.
Ray Penber. So, what makes you think he met Kira on that bus?
Because 8 days after that bus was hijacked, He died, along with the other FBI investigators. The same man had attempted to rob a bank 2 days before he hijacked that bus. Then he dies in an accident, just like that. I mean, really, what are the odds? I've come to believe that Kira set up that bus jacking. It was planned to bring him into contact with my fiancé, in order to obtain information regarding the identities of the other FBI agents so he could get rid of them all.
You didn't expect her to know this much.
What stands out to me is that the hijacker died in an accident. In other words, it suggests that heart attacks aren't the only way Kira can kill people.
Look how pissed he is, man.
I've been wondering about that bus jacking ever since my fiancé first told me about it. After he calmed down, I asked him for details. He didn't mention any names or anything like that, but he told me one thing.
What did he say?
That he'd been put in a situation where he had to show his FBI ID to someone.
Oh, that's why she really believes it.
The operation was undertaken secretly without the NPA's knowledge. He wasn't allowed to show his ID. I think whoever saw his ID that day is responsible for the deaths of all the agents.
She is smart.
Unbelievable. She figured it out. This must be the oversight Light was worried
He's
about.
loving this.
I understand. You're the only one who knows any of this,
It's like
and you
his
want
own
nothing more than to
personal show.
avenge your fiancé by bringing Kira to justice, right? And now you're convinced that Kira can kill without using a heart attack.
Yes.
There's no doubt in my mind your deductive skills are excellent, but you can't deny that you have a personal interest in the case. Still, your theory is worth looking into. That's for sure. Your testimony could be central to the case.
It could.
The person your fiancé showed his ID to on the bus that day, it had to be Kira.
That's right.
Why is he telling her? Does he want her to trust him so he can learn more about it, or?
That was close. This woman. If she'd spoken to the police before I met her. But it seems there's a god on my side after all. And not just a god of death.
I guess here she dies. Okay guys, that was Death Note episode 6. So, we got introduced, or we finally saw L and what he looks like. And everyone, or the detectives, they were like, that's L? Because obviously they were, you know, suspecting, or expecting rather, someone, you know, different, especially considering his reputation. So, he's going by the name of Rizuki, or Rizuki, something like that. So does that mean that L is his real name? That's why he's using an alias right now? I'm assuming. So he came up with this plan, which I find really interesting, is that he's gonna make it on the news that the USA is, you know, outraged over, you know, the deaths of the 12 FBI agents, and they're gonna send, I think he said 1,500 more agents to bring down Kira, and he's hoping that that would cause, you know, Kira to panic, maybe slip up, stuff like that. So we'll see what happens there. Also, I thought her name was Naomi, but they said Maki. Anyways, the fiance of Ray, she was trying to get in touch with the people who are investigating the Kira case, because she wanted to explain what she believes to be what happened. And she's damn smart, putting all those, you know, dots, connecting them together. But I guess her downfall was actually telling the information to Light, which I found a little strange, because, well, it depends. If she knew who her fiance was investigating, then why would she trust him? Maybe he didn't tell her, but if she knew, then she knew that he was investigating, you know, officers and their family members, and considering Light is the son of Chief Yagami, then if I was her, I wouldn't trust him, but let's assume that she didn't know. So she told her, she told Light what she believes to happened, and that whoever was on that bus must be Kira, and that she figured out that he can kill in other ways besides heart attack. Also because Ray said that he was forced to reveal himself to someone, so that's why she's gonna believe that that someone is Kira, because that's how he died, because someone knew his name and what he looks like. So Light, he is pretty pissed that she figured all that out, but he's also happy that, you know, obviously she wasn't able to get that information to the police or the people who are investigating yet, and he knows. So looks like he's gonna kill her. I don't see him doing anything else, except for he has that piece of paper of the death note, because he said he carries a paper all the time with him. So I'm assuming he's just gonna write down her name, because he knows her name, what she looks like. Would that raise more suspicion on him, or because they do know that she left with Light? But I guess if he lets time pass, then like, he can just write down any cause of death. So yeah, another interesting episode. A lot of storylines here and there, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. As always, guys, hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Till next time, guys. Take it easy.